Great. All right, everybody. Welcome to Digital Asset News. Take the top stories in crypto and break them down into bite-sized pieces. So before we start, let's do a little housekeeping, make sure that the audio is good and the visuals are good and all that great stuff, because there's nothing worse than doing a live stream, which I haven't done in quite a long time. Actually, I just did it today because I got so busy that I thought this is probably the perfect time to actually do a live stream and save some time. Unfortunately, James over there at Best Answer was streaming at the exact same time, so I had to push it back. But here we are. No big deal. So just make sure that we are all set. Looks like we're good. Perfect. Everybody's happy. Fantastico. Let me put this back. So today, everybody, it's an interesting day. It's an interesting day as far as what is going on. So we're going to talk about three things. First of all, we're going to talk about how, Jack Dorsey stepped down from Twitter, which we already know, about 4 or 5 days ago. And now, blockbuster revelation, pun intended, Square is now going to be called Block. And what the ramifications are for Jack to do that and the team to change everything over and going from Square and the subsidiaries that it serves now to be called Block, and what, of course, I believe to be the next big thing of what they're servicing. Also, we're going to talk about how there's a Puerto Rico blockchain week. So if you're in Puerto Rico, I will be at this event just perusing the booths and listening to some pretty smart people. So if you're around, say hi. And lastly, we're going to talk about CEOs and insider stock sell-off. And it's actually a pretty massive proportion about how many people, how many CEOs and insiders are actually selling off compared to the last decade. This is one of the highest we've ever seen. So we'll take a look at those three things. But first, let's take a look at what is happening with our market. So today's not a bad day. I mean, in all honesty, we're up a whopping 0.09%. That just sounds so lame. I got to be honest with you. $2.63 trillion. But I mean, hey, it's not, it wasn't that drop off like we saw on Friday after that, that big scary event with the different variant. Now, for one, I got to tell you, I think it was one of those, that was probably my best dip buying day I've ever done, because it fell back so aggressively, but then it bounced back so quickly. It was like the easiest 10, 15, 30% I've ever made in my life. And I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was just buy. It was just great. But today, we see the prices, let's see, Bitcoin, 57.2. Really, the big thing is what's up. That's what I'm always curious about. Solana's up 10%. Wow. It's in that number 5 spot. Cardano, wow, $1.55, down a little bit. 7% for Luna, taking off. Nice. Matic, layer 2 solution or sidechain solution, whatever they want to distinguish it as. For Ethereum, up 12%. Algorand, looking nice. Elron, anything good? Anything down majorly? No, not really. All right. So that's what's going on in the market itself. That's not the big story. The big thing is Square is now called Block. And I found this to be, it's just amazing to me because, I mean, not too long ago, we saw Facebook change its name to Meta, which, they're going for the metaverse. We'll see how that all plays out. I'm sure there'll be a nice open area, and there'll be no stealing of private information like they do right now. Just kidding. That's a joke. And it's just, so they did that movement. And now here we are with Jack Dorsey stepping down from Twitter and changing everything over as far as going from Square to Block. And when I saw this tweet, we had talked about this about a week ago when he stepped down, there was a tweet from Jack Dorsey on June 4th. He says, I don't think there is anything more important in my lifetime to work on other than Bitcoin. Well, now he's going to get his wish, because this is exactly what's going on. This is exactly from Square. And it says this. It goes, look, we're changing our company name so we can give the full Square brand to our seller businesses. So now we need a name to tie Square, Cash App, Tidal, and TBD 545-66975 together into one. That name is Block, and they explain exactly why it is. And really, they really delve into it like they don't really care about what's coming in. They said they're future-proofing everything. We don't really care if you want to call it the Omniverse, the Metaverse, or where we're going. But in all honesty, what they're really looking to do is to put a lot of manpower and brain power into bringing blockchain, and more specifically Bitcoin, to the masses. And I think when they talked about this here, TBD 545-66975. If you don't know, that is, let me find that. TBD 545-66975 is a DeFi project for Bitcoin. So they're trying to turn in Bitcoin into a decentralized finance play. And you can read the white paper right here, introducing TBDEX, and it talks about the Bitcoin white paper. But this was the most interesting part about it. There's no governance token. The TBDEX protocol allows participants to negotiate trust directly with each other or mutually and voluntarily rely on trusted third parties to vouch for the counterparty. Transaction costs are ultimately driven by risk. At maximum anonymity, transaction costs will be higher. At maximum disclosure, they should be lower. And they talk about on and off ramps for fiat to get people into cryptocurrency at a fraction of the cost. So that is what TBD blah, 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 blah actually is. And then just so you know, for the Square name itself, they've changed over everything already. So right now, Square is now Block at Blocks. And if you actually go to the Square website, sometimes it'll redirect you, sometimes it won't. But this is the new Block website for what it is. Kind of interesting. It's very strange, actually, but very eye-appealing. And of course, what does it have on there? It's got Block vibes for their title product. And these are all the different things that they're putting underneath: Square, Cash App, Spiral, title, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, so I look at this and I'm like, this is why this is important. Not that it's him changing everything over everything. I think it goes like this. When I see that Jack is doing all these things to kind of really push into Bitcoin, it kind of feels like in 2017 we were just really speculating, really couldn't do too much. And now with Bitcoin taking off, especially in El Salvador being an actual cryptocurrency thanks to Lightning, and actually moving things in the right direction, it kind of feels like we can do a lot more things. And I think if you have not just Jack Dorsey, he's just one person, a pretty smart guy, but he's got a lot of people behind him, a lot of brain power, a lot of manpower, and a heavy, heavy amount of finances to push Bitcoin into the forefront. You can do a lot of things. And this isn't just great for Bitcoin. No, people will be like, those Bitcoin maxis. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a Bitcoin maxi or you're an altcoin all the way to your heart. It doesn't matter. This will really rise all those boats in the harbor when the water rushes in. Because if you've got people out there going, you know what, I don't know if I should invest into crypto and digital assets. Well, now you can say, well, look, the same guy who ran $2 billion companies, Twitter and Square, Cash App and everything else, he's focusing pretty much all his efforts into Bitcoin. Like, that sounds pretty interesting. So how can I get Bitcoin? And what does it do? They don't care people don't care what it does. They just want to get rich, right? So they'll go into some exchanges you'll recommend, like, wow, Bitcoin 60,000. Maybe I'll buy a piece of that. Maybe you'll tell them and remind them they don't have to buy a full Bitcoin. They can buy a fraction of it. Please tell everybody that. But they'll usually look at this and go, I can't get into this. And then they'll look at something, they'll say, wow, well, Ethereum's 4,000. That's still kind of pricey. All right, well, Solana's at 220. I can see that. Okay, well, Cardano's at $1.55. Okay, I can get into that. And then Dogecoin's in it, or whatever else it is. So if people just think that this is just good for Bitcoin, you have to understand the mentality of the retail investor that are going to get into this. So I think this is actually a great play, and it could be pretty good, especially if you have, like I said, like that much brain power behind it and an effort. I mean, there's really no stopping what you really could do. And then I thought this was actually funny, just a little bonus round. TBD, this is their Twitter account. They don't have many followers, but they are following one person. And that one person is a guy named Greg. And Greg, I'm Greg. I like football and stocks and my birthday. I'm from Kentucky. I'm an investor. I like to golf at golf courses at Greg Multiverse. That's at Greg Multiverse. Pretty cool. The multiverse of Greg's. Pretty funny. And then that's a pretty good game. And then you can just see like where things come from as far as like these big accounts and what they follow. This was, I think, the most funny. KFC. Stick with me for a second. Do you know who? First of all, if you're not from the States, KFC is this big fast food place. It's all. It's delicious food, but it's really bad for you. So KSC has 1.5 million followers, and guess who they're following? 11 people. Just 11. 11 people. Who are they following? My question. Well, they're following Jerry Hallwell, Melanie Brown, Emma Button, Mel C, Victoria Beckham, and a guy named Herb Scribner, Herb Wesson, Herb Waters, Herb Dean, Herb Sandick, and Herb Albert. And why are they following just these 11 people? Because the secret recipe for KFC is 11 herbs and spices. And these are the Spice Girls, everybody. So if you're looking at a pretty great game that KFC did here with who they're following, you can't get better than that. 11 herbs and spices, 6 guys named Herb, and then the Spice Girls. Fantastic. Anyhow, that is what is going on. Is now Square is now into now being called block. Let me know what you think about that in the comments, and we'll do a little Q&A at the end. Now let's just finish up real quick with, guess what? Puerto Rico Blockchain Week. So if you're in the island or somewhere close, why don't you come on down? This is going to go on for all next week. It's December 6th through 12th. I'm going to link this prblockchainweek.io in the description. And there's a lot of good things going on. They're going to talk about how you can get down here. They're going to talk about how you can minimize your taxes and do all those great things. They're going to have a metaverse play in Old San Juan. That's going to be on Tuesday. Coin Agenda, which is just more the same thing, but they're going to get more deeper, DeFi, NFT, security. And they're going to have a lot of, there's a lot of people on the island as far as like the crypto community. And you're going to be shocked if you come down here to see who will be showing up on stage. And then of course you got a Limitless, like it's a super expensive white town of white dress event, which I probably will not go to, but the rest of the stuff looks cool, and you can sign up for that, and I'll just be walking around, and you can meet me and the team from Trade the Chain and all those good stuff. We'll be there, so just stop and by, and that's what we got. And then lastly, just to round it all out, there's a lot of people selling stocks, and those people that are selling these stocks are insiders and CEOs. And you can see right here, this is from CNBC, and they kind of just lay it out as far as like the sales that is going on. And insiders could be the inside corporate track as far as who it is, as far as like the CEOs, CFOs, and things like that. But look at this. It's amazing to me that the American government, well, lots of governments do the same thing, but not like America, can print so much money, and it can prop the stock market up, and it can really bolster everything. And when you print a bunch of money, usually that money goes into the pockets of the ultra rich, the 1%. I'm nothing against the 1% rich. I have no qualms with them, but they tend to play a pretty dangerous game by just saying, thanks for all that money. Oh, you're helping to prop up the stock market? Great. Well, before the rug gets pulled, I'm going to sell like crazy. So this is what they're doing, and you can see it over years. I mean, when do we have that massive amount of money printing? Well, this year and last, and we are up big time. So this was actually an article, and there's 3 points to it, and it says this: CEOs and corporate insiders have sold a record 69 billion stock as looming tax hikes and lofty share prices encourage many to take profits. Nothing wrong with taking profits. I have no problem with that. As of Monday, sales by insiders are up 30% from 2020 to 69 billion and up 79% versus a 10-year average. The selling is likely to increase even more as December is often an active month for sales due to tax planning. I'm going to read that last sentence one more time. The selling is likely to increase even more as December is often an active month for sales due to tax planning. So here's the thing. That's going to continue, and you're going to see a lot of people sell off. And the thing is that the bull run in 2017, 2013, it was mostly by, well, in 2013, 2012, mostly by libertarians, and then retail took it over, and retail propped it up to almost 860 billion market cap in 2017. But it was all retail. It wasn't a lot of institutional investors. There were some, and those are the ones that shorted everything like crazy when the when the Bitcoin futures came out on the CBOE, and but now we have a good amount of retail, but there is a ton of institutional investors. And unfortunately, if you really think about it, if you're concerned about the government potentially doing a lot of hanky-panky things with laws that are coming out, maybe for capital gains, maybe more so, you might think to yourself, maybe I should sell some. Maybe I should sell a little bit. So there's a couple of things. I could be totally wrong. Hope I'm wrong. And nothing really happened. And people will just sell off just a little bit. I mean, people are still going to sell off, right? They want to sell off their gains because they have to pay for their taxes next year. Okay. So that could potentially happen. And then, so what if it does? So if it does, and there's a lot of more institutional investors in here, that could sway things a little bit more. What could happen then in January? Well, if they sold off, maybe they're going to buy back in a little bit more as time goes on because they're going to see a little bit of a dip, and that could happen. So you have two ways that I see that this actually going. Either they're going to sell off and it's going to cause a little bit of a panic and people are going to sell, or they're going to sell off a little bit of a dip. And just like on Friday, which was a great dip, very easy to make a ton of money because it shot back up like almost, well, today we saw the price. And then it goes back up and people just like, you can sell and do that, but there's so many different people in here, we'll be okay and we're going to put it in. And then you just go that route. Or not too much happens and we just continue on and people just keep putting money in. And then we continue this bull run into January, February, March, or April. I don't really know, but I do know one thing. And that is if you just take a step back and look at things, go, well, maybe for a week or so, just like we just saw, and again and again and again, it might not be the greatest time. Like we might see like a 10% pullback, a 15% or a 20% pullback, but in the long run, and that's why I like to share these types of stories and things that are going on in the long, big picture about what is happening in this space. It's massively bullish and it's going to take over. Like I've always said, it's going to take over everything. There's going to be so many jobs created that people don't even know what the heck they are right now. Who would have thought in 1980s, someone would say, hey, I need a social media manager and someone to do my SEO. I'm like, what are we talking about? So like these days, there's so many things going to be created. We don't even know what they are. And that's really what we got. So that's it. So look, if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, all that great stuff. And then let's jump into a little Q&A, shall we? And that's it for the video. All right, let me pull this down. Hide, comments, top. Aikman says, don't stream the same time as James. Yeah, that's why I pushed it back. I pushed it back a little bit so we could all be here. Let's see what else you got. This was a good one. Midwest Scratch says, I'm thinking about crypto IRAs for staff. Thoughts, Rob? Or is this a crypto handcuff, $5K per year? You only get it if you stay 3 to 5 years, manners only. So, well, a couple of things. $5K per year, you only get it if you stay. Oh, I see. So Midwest Scratch is, looks like he's trying to offer an IRA to his employees as they come in. Look, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, any place that can offer any kind of benefits like that, especially a crypto IRA that you get if you stay 3 to 5 years, great incentive to actually stick around. And right now we know that it's very hard to find employees, and it's really hard to find talented employees. So if you can bring somebody in with a crypto IRA and they're like, this sounds like me, and I really like what we're doing here, so much the better. Yeah, go for it. Let's see. I kind of feel bad for Bitcoin maxis. I don't. Everybody's making money. I don't care if you're Bitcoin maxi, Ethereum maxi, Tomato Coin maxi. It doesn't matter. Everybody's gonna. It won't go up forever. But we're in the right place at the right time in the right asset class. Let's see what else we got. Thanks for answering. You're welcome. You too. Hello from Canada. Fantastico. Sure, all stocks on Wall Street are smashed. Not really. Let me show you something. I was thinking to myself, well, if this is happening and there's a huge sell-off, what are we seeing in the crypto market? And it's not that bad, or not in the crypto market, the traditional market. In all honesty, look at these numbers. The S&P 500 plus 0.39. NASDAQ 100, 0.45, Dow 30, 0.43, Russell 2000, 0.44, US dollar index is up amazingly. There is one caveat I'd like to say. Remember that the US government, Fed, they're propping up the stock market. We all know that, right? We all know that they're buying bonds and they're buying these securities, and they're propping things up at the tune of 15%. They're going to taper things off later as time goes on. But even with that, they're only up just this much with all the different people selling off. And Bitcoin index, this is just an index, is down just a little bit, 0.42%. And it still outperforms any stock out there, to my knowledge. So I think we're doing pretty darn good. And I think even the traditional market's doing okay for all the people that are selling like crazy, but they're going to make a ton of money. So good for them. Good for those guys. Sure. All right. Hi, Rob. Will the Bitcoin market look black as soon as we enter the bear market? Potentially. I mean, look, I don't know when it's coming. Like when I had CTO Larson, we said the same thing. I don't know what's going to happen. I do know that nothing goes up forever. And of course, I dollar cost average in, I dollar cost average out. So if you want to be safe, that's just what I'm doing. I can't give you advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Just investment opinion, not investment advice. Hit that like button. Block, I love it. Yeah, and if you're late to the show, we went over three things. We talked about how Jack Dorsey stepped down from Twitter, and then he took over. Him and the business Square, there is now called Block, and it looks like they're going to focus a lot of their energy on blockchain, more specifically Bitcoin, and more specifically a DeFi platform run on Bitcoin called TBD 5589, blah, 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 whatever it is. So that's the first thing we talked about. We also talked about Puerto Rico Blockchain Week. If you're here in Puerto Rico, I will be at the Blockchain Week perusing and listening to people. And then we talked about this CEO sell-off because, well, that's not a big news. CEO sell-off all the time. Jack is legally changing his name to Bitcoin. That would be pretty funny. That would be actually funny. Let's see. No one likes Dorsey. No one likes Jack Dorsey. I like Jack Dorsey. I think he's done some pretty good things. Oh my God, look at this guy. Finally showing up after making his millions of dollars trading. What's up, Mullet? Just doing the Moonboy thing, Mullet. That's all. Communist Jack. Yes, they do have KFC in other countries. I just don't know how far KFC jumped out. Let's see, where else is that? Is Nancy Pelosi currently buying and selling? I don't know, but she's got some. If you want to follow anybody as far as a trader, follow Nancy Pelosi. I think her track record's like unbelievable. There's a Twitter account called The Real Nancy Pelosi or something like that, where they track all of her portfolio buys and sells, and it's like scarily great. Like I think she outperforms all the hedge funds. iTrust Capital, welcome aboard. Oh, if you guys didn't see, there was I did a video yesterday where it was iTrust Capital, Fidelity Digital Assets, Genesis, and NYDIG. And they talked about taking Bitcoin in the modern portfolio. And it was a good discussion. You can watch the replay. Link is in the description. And what they talked about was just how you can, integrate Bitcoin into these modern portfolios, especially, these, well, as Anthony, was talking about, Roth IRAs and traditional IRAs and SEP IRAs, and even for retirements and things like that. It was pretty good. And then they just all had their own opinions. So definitely check that out. Yeah, good stuff. This is a good one. James and Rob should sync their videos so that one tells people to go the other. I should, but I honestly, guys, I don't do a lot of live streams. I just do it today because I had so many things going on. And there's 3 projects that I'm going to be talking about very soon that are they're just gems. They're just really good, and the people are good. And they're not crazy, whacked out things. They're actually things that have a lot of traction, and you've heard about a lot, and I've talked about a little bit. I'm going to be doing deep dives into those. So I was talking to those 3 people today, and I'll let you know. Here's a great question. Can I move my 401k in iTrust Capital? Yeah, you can do a rollover if you're talking about IRAs. Your 401k, 403b, your TSB, thrift savings plan if you're military, and things like that. Why do we talk about IRAs here? We talk about him so much because Peter Thiel, you heard of that guy, that billionaire? In the 90s, what he did, he put his shares of PayPal, which was like 0.0002 excuse me, per share, and he put them into his Roth IRA, and now it's worth $5 billion, and he's going to pay this much in taxes, that much, because PayPal, he was a founder and he just put it in there, nice little loophole, and that's what it is. And now, look, they are talking about rescinding that backdoor Roth IRA for some of you who make over 100,000. Congratulations to you per year. But as I understand it, it's going to be a tiered decline. So it's not like at 101,000 you can't do a backdoor Roth IRA. It's kind of like, it'll be like tiers, just like our tax system is now. But a lot of things are due to change because it's not in law yet. So we'll see how it works out. Moonboy. That's me. That's right. Mullet always now calls me Moonboy because I had this tweet and I said, I'm going to this channel. I have a second channel called Dan Clips, which I don't do too much on. And I was going to change that to Dan Moonboy. And I was just going to do 24/7, 365, nothing but positive news and nothing but positive everything. No negative news whatsoever. And just shill like crazy. And everything's going to go to the moon. I thought it would just be a funny thing to do, but and who knows? I might still do it. Trust me. People say that I'm a wet blanket and a little bit more bearish. I'm not. In the long run, guys, in the long run, it won't matter. It really. There was this. I want to show you something. This is going to make a lot of sense. I got a lot of stuff in here. Oh, this is a good one. You guys should watch this one. James and Raoul Pal was a great one. This one right here. CTO Larson. Okay, I'm going to play this for you. This is the first 30 seconds. And it's going to kind of bring everything together. So when you're thinking about, right now, most of you here, you understand crypto and digital assets. You understand that part. Some of you understand NFTs. Some of you understand metaverse plays. Some of you understand play to earn. And some of you understand DeFi and farming and really deep into the trends that are real crypto, digital asset, where things are going. So this is where we're at. But think of it this way. Watch this video and just think to yourself, this is what a lot of people are like right now. Just listen. Let me blow it up so you can see it. Kind of hard.
You know anything about that? Sure. What the hell is that exactly? Well, it's become a place where people are publishing information. Right. So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there. The latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing. Yeah, but it's easy to criticize something you don't fully understand, which is my position here. Go ahead. But I can remember a couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell? You know what I mean? There's a difference. There's a difference. It's not a huge difference. What is the difference? You can listen to the baseball game whenever you want. Right. Too. Oh, I see. So it's stored in one of your memory deals. Exactly. That's the way I'm talking about earlier. Yeah. Tape recorders ring a bell?
Yeah. So essentially, think about it this way. The things that are going on right now, some things we don't really understand. We can't really see where it's going. But if you just take a step back and go, where would we be without the internet? And the things that we take for granted right now, as far as like streaming services, voice over internet protocol, paying for things via debit online, paying for things online, Amazon. It just seems so commonplace. But back in those days, and this wasn't that, I mean, it was 1995. It wasn't like it was a, like 100 years ago, but it seems like it was. So the same things I think is going on right now with Bitcoin, crypto, and digital assets. Bob Hayes, is this live? Yeah, it's live. Believe it or not. Jay Neal, click the link in the bio and schedule to find out. That's right. Let's see. Hey, Rob, smash the like button. Sure, if you like to. You can also smash the dislike, but it's broke. Sorry. Let's see. Thoughts on reserve rights token? I haven't heard too much about those in a long time. Can't really tell you. How am I? Not too bad. I've had some troubling news lately, but I'm working through it, so not too bad. Nothing financial, all health-wise. Rob, are you moving to Puerto Rico? I'm here. Oh, what's this? Hey, Rob, go Navy, beat Army. Oh, I wish. Yeah, that's right. It's a huge spider. Yeah. Let's see where else. Big moves by BlackRock. They're going to come in. Very good. Thoughts on Polkadot? I think it's one of the big layer ones, right? Layer 0, layer ones. Ethereum, DOT, Avalanche, Cardano, Solana. I mean, you can't beat those. Just invest in those. And why can't I tell you to invest? That's what I invest into. Did you find a researcher guest? No, I did not, Block Manhattan. That's why I'm going to be on that Puerto Rico blockchain week, because I'm going to be there, hopefully interviewing people to be my researcher, because I can do a lot of things. I just need help. This is the same thing with like any business. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. And that's why, like, if you have really good businesses, they can go and do things and just really scale to infinity if they have the right people on them. That's why I thought this event with Square going to block and moving into the, more so into crypto was going to be big, because they have so many people around them that are smart and educated and can actually do things and are motivated that they can scale these things. I'm just looking for one guy to be a researcher, and that's tough. So, all right. Yeah, buy dead pixels. I think I missed the boat on that one. Damn it. Short the market. That's right. I'm not doing that. Hello, Australia. And can I move my 401k to iTrust? You can talk to those guys. And here's the thing: if you're curious about iTrust in America, there's a link in the description. But just schedule a time to talk with somebody live. That's what I did. Man, a lot of people ask me about Puerto Rico. That's why I'm sweating right now. It's hot in here. What's this? Jonathan again from Wall Street. Whales, they're coming to our crypto space and will create the same chaos they did in the crypto space. Yeah, I have to agree. We love them when they come here and dump their money. We don't love them when they take it out, right? And that's just, we got to take the good with the bad. Am I bullish or bearish this month? Even that snippet where we talked about, people taking profit and taxes, I'm still okay, because even if they have to take a little bit of profit to pay for their taxes at the end of this month, that stops at the end of December. So even if they do a little bit, the question is, even if they do it a little bit and it does do a pullback, and people know that it's a pullback because people are selling, not because the technology is corrupt, not because it's not going places, but the reason that people are selling is because they have to pay for taxes. I believe the smart money, and I think there's a lot out there, is going to look at that and go, wow, this is a great buying opportunity. I just got Bitcoin at 5% off, 7% off, 10% off. And I think it'll just cover that. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Yes, I'm in Puerto Rico. Who buys media? Am I heading up or more bleeding? No, I'm up big after Friday. Shoo, it was great. Bitcoin is a disaster. And that's really it. So guys, I want to keep everybody here. There's a lot of things to do. Yeah, go out and enjoy the family. Be thankful for what you got, and that's it. So look, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, all that great stuff. And that's it. And damn it, Sam Lloyd, Now I got to answer this question. What Cardano ISPOs are you in or will be? I will be the Sunday swap. I will probably be contributing to that, perhaps, into one of those pools. I did not get elected to be a stake pool provider, even though I got the 7th most amount of votes. Didn't matter because it all was dependent on the amount of ADA in the wallet that voted. So if you had a wallet that had 1 million ADA, that trumps 7,000 votes that I got. So what are you going to do? And not bitter. Not bitter at all. All right, that's it. Anyhow, guys, thanks. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.